Thanks for staying with us. You're watching WION The World as one. I'm Adhya Juneja and this is Speed News. Let's start with all the stories making headlines today. An armed man has been arrested at US President Donald Trump's golf course in Los Angeles. Authorities say the 38-year-old suspect was seen taking photographs, recording videos and appearing to monitor security arrangements at the Rancho Palos Verde Golf Club. Federal agents and sheriff's deputies later recovered ammunition and a loaded firearm from the suspect and his vehicle. A search of his home uncovered additional weapons, ammunition and other items under investigation. Well, the arrest comes as Trump faces heightened security concerns following previous assassination attempts targeting him. Qatar says mediators are making progress in efforts to end the US-Iran war, sending oil prices sharply lower on hopes of a possible breakthrough. However, Tehran has denied US President Donald Trump's claim that negotiations are already underway. Trump and Qatar's Emir Al Thani discussed efforts to bridge differences between Washington and Tehran and support a lasting settlement. Qatar said the Emir stressed the importance of dialogue and adherence to a US-Iran agreement aimed at ending military operations. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli forces will not withdraw from their current positions in Gaza until Hamas is fully disarmed. Netanyahu said the US administration had sent a draft proposal aimed at securing Hamas's disarmament and a Gaza withdrawal plan. But Israel had not agreed to the terms and had submitted its own comments. He said Israel remains firm on its security demands, warning that forces would continue protecting Israel's territory and citizens. India has condemned the unprovoked attack on an Indian-flagged commercial vessel that sank in the Red Sea. Yemen's Coast Guard rescued all crew members after the ship was reportedly targeted by an explosive-laden boat. The Yemeni government blamed Iran-backed Houthi rebels for the attack. Visiting the crew members who were recovering in hospital, the general manager of Yemen's Al-Makha port condemned the incident. He said targeting the commercial vessel was an attack on every Yemeni citizen and the strength of the Yemeni people. US facilitated talks between Israel and Lebanon, which are underway in Rome, with Beirut pushing for a phased Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon. The negotiations aim to advance a fragile US-backed framework agreement focused on restoring stability along the border. Now, this week's meeting marks the 7th round of US-mediated talks, bringing together technical teams from both sides for 3 days of discussions. The talks are being held at the US Embassy in Rome and are scheduled to continue through Thursday. Russian missile and drone strikes on Kiev have killed 1 woman and injured at least 12 others. The overnight attack damaged residential buildings and warehouses across the Ukrainian capital. Several victims were taken to hospital as Ukraine reported another deadly Russian assault on Kiev. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's sister Kim Yo-jong has warned that Pyongyang could take additional military measures after Japan test-fired a US-made Tomahawk missile. She accused Tokyo of expanding offensive military capabilities and increasing overseas operations. Now, the warning comes amid rising regional tensions over Japan's growing defense capabilities and missile deployments. The death toll from last week's mass migrant crossing attempt into Spain's North African territory of Ceuta has risen to 77. Authorities say many migrants drowned while trying to swim around border barriers from Morocco in an incident that triggered a diplomatic dispute between Spain and its European partners. Forensic teams have recovered 79 bodies from the sea, but 2 were linked to earlier incidents before the search. Spain says thousands of migrants have since returned to Morocco, while those remaining in Ceuta face difficult conditions with limited access to shelter, food and sanitation. French and British authorities have rescued 173 migrants after their boat caught fire while attempting to cross the English Channel. Passengers were forced into the water before being brought to safety in a large-scale rescue operation. Several people suffered minor injuries, but no deaths or serious injuries were reported. A piece of SpaceX rocket is set to crash onto the moon today in an unplanned impact. The school bus-sized object is the second stage of a Falcon 9 rocket launched in 2025 to carry a lunar lander mission. Weighing around 4 metric tons, the rocket body is expected to hit the moon's surface at nearly 8,700 kilometers per hour, creating a plume of lunar dust. SpaceX says the impact was caused by a combination of solar activity and gravitational forces that pushed the uncontrolled rocket stage onto a collision course with the moon. NASA and SpaceX are now studying ways to better manage space debris as future lunar missions increase. A wave of gang-related violence in Bolivia's eastern Santa Cruz region has left at least 9 people dead in 5 days. Authorities say the killings are linked to a conflict between Brazil's Comando Vermelho and Primeiro Comando, the capital, over control of cocaine trafficking routes. More than 200 police and military personnel have been deployed to the border town of San Matias following the violence. Bolivia and Brazil are also strengthening security cooperation, with Brazil's federal police set to open a permanent office in Bolivia to improve intelligence sharing. Brazil and Chile have reaffirmed their strategic partnership during talks in Brasilia. The two countries' foreign ministers pledged to strengthen cooperation, particularly in the fight against transnational organized crime, through greater information sharing between their institutions. Well, they also highlighted the importance of bilateral trade, with Chile calling Brazil a key economic partner in Latin America. Flames and thick black smoke filled the sky after a fire broke out at a chemical plant located on the outskirts of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Well, aerial footage showed a large blaze engulfing the facility, with emergency crews responding to contain the flames. Local firefighters said no casualties have been reported so far. Brazil's famous capybaras made an unusual visit inside a legislative assembly building in the central western state of Mato Grosso. Video showed the world's largest rodents calmly wandering through the halls before a civil servant guided them back outside. Officials say such encounters are common because the building sits next to an urban park that is home to the semi-aquatic animals. Capybaras are native to South America and are popular online for their social behavior and calm nature. They can grow up to around 80 kilograms and often live near rivers, lakes and wetlands. A rare conservation success has been recorded at Chester Zoo, where 5 endangered secretary bird chicks have hatched for the first time in the zoo's 95-year of history. The chicks are part of international breeding efforts aimed at protecting the African birds of prey, whose populations have declined due to habitat loss. 3 of the chicks are being raised by their parents, a major achievement for conservation, as parent-reared birds develop natural behaviors crucial for future breeding programs. Known for their long legs and powerful kicks used to hunt prey, Secretary birds are facing growing threats in the wild. Chester Zoo says the successful hatchings mark an important step in efforts to safeguard the species. Guatemala is on high alert after the eruption of the Fuego volcano forced hundreds of people to evacuate. The country's disaster agency says 659 residents from 8 nearby villages have been moved to emergency shelters, with more evacuations expected. The eruption sent ash clouds into the sky and triggered lava and pyroclastic flows down the volcano's slopes. Well, authorities have raised the alert level to red, closed a nearby highway and suspended classes in surrounding areas. Fuego is one of Central America's most active volcanoes. A deadly eruption in 2018 killed hundreds and destroyed an entire village. Wildfires have broken out in Albania's Malakasta municipality, causing widespread damage as firefighters battle blazes across the country. The Defense Ministry says more than 700 personnel have been deployed to tackle 20 wildfire hotspots, supported by 3 military helicopters. The fires come amid an unusually early and intense heat wave across Europe, worsening wildfire risks and raising concerns over climate impacts. Europe has been warming faster than any other continent, with scientists warning of more frequent and severe extreme weather events. Italy's government has approved $115 million in emergency aid to address damage caused by last week's earthquake near Naples. The 4.7 magnitude quake, the strongest to hit the area in 4 decades, forced around 700 people to leave their homes and injured 26 others. Authorities say nearly 400 homes have been declared uninhabitable, with rescue teams continuing damage assessments. The affected area, located near Europe's largest volcanic crater, remains vulnerable to seismic activity, with aftershocks reported following the quake. Well, on to some updates from the world of business. Asian markets traded higher after strong gains on Wall Street, driven by solid technology earnings and improving risk sentiment. Japan's Nikkei climbed 3% and South Korea's Kospi added 3.4%, continuing its run of wild swings. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan rose 1.5%. Nasdaq futures dipped 0.1% on the earnings result, while S&P 500 futures added 0.2% after hitting all-time highs on Tuesday. Investors also kept a close watch on upcoming U.S. economic data, while developments in West Asia and expectations for Federal Reserve policy continued to shape global market direction. Oil prices ticked higher after a sharp sell-off as markets assessed the outlook for US-Iran talks and the risk of supply disruptions in West Asia. Brent crude and US WTI recovered modestly, though traders remained cautious amid continuing geopolitical uncertainty. Gold prices rose as a softer US dollar and lower treasury yields boosted demand for the safe haven metal. Investors are now awaiting the US non-farm payrolls report for fresh clues on the Federal Reserve's interest rate path. Any signs of a cooling labor market could strengthen expectations of a rate cut, providing further support for gold prices. The Japanese yen held firm after recent currency intervention, keeping the US dollar near a 6-week low. Investors remained alert for any further action by Japanese authorities to support the currency. Market sentiment was also shaped by hopes of easing tensions in West Asia and growing expectations that the US Federal Reserve could begin cutting interest rates if upcoming economic data shows sign of a slowing economy. Well, Well, on to some updates from the world of technology. Apple has asked a US court to block OpenAI and two former Apple employees from assessing, using or sharing its alleged trade secrets as the legal battle between the two companies continues to escalate. Apple has also requested an expedited investigation seeking documents and depositions from the former employees and OpenAI officials, claiming its confidential information was misappropriated to support OpenAI's plans to develop consumer hardware. The iPhone maker told the court it would suffer irreparable harm without an immediate injunction, while OpenAI has rejected the allegations, saying it does not possess or want any of Apple's trade secrets. Anthropic has announced that its Claude AI models will soon support in-country inference in India through Amazon Bedrock, allowing AI requests from Indian customers to be processed on servers located within the country. Well, the move is aimed at helping organizations in highly regulated sectors such as banking, insurance, telecom, and government meet data residency and compliance requirements while adopting generative AI. Anthropic says India has emerged as one of Claude's largest markets, with major organizations including Axis Bank, NPCI, TCS, Infosys, Swiggy and Instamart already using its AI models. The company said the rollout is part of its broader India expansion strategy following the opening of its Bengaluru office earlier this year. WhatsApp has started testing an age verification feature for a limited number of users in India as it prepares to comply with the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, which will come into effect on 13th of May 2027. The feature prompts users to enter their date of birth, but the test is currently optional and does not affect access to the platform. Under the DPDP Act, online platforms will be required to obtain verifiable parental consent before collecting or processing the personal data of users under the age of 18. Meta said the feature is designed to protect user privacy and that age information will not be shared with other WhatsApp users. A US appeals court has overturned a lower court order that had temporarily blocked Perplexity from using its AI-powered shopping agent on Amazon, ruling that Amazon was unlikely to succeed in its claim that Perplexity's AI tools violated US computer hacking laws. Now, the case stemmed from a lawsuit filed by Amazon last year, which accused Perplexity of using its Comet AI browser to access customer accounts and place orders, claiming the system created security risks. Perplexity denied the allegations, saying its AI agents act only on behalf of users who have authorized them to access their own accounts. The appeals court agreed, saying it was the users, not Perplexity, who were accessing Amazon's platform. FIFA's chief of global football development Arsene Wenger has broken his silence on Infantino's erstwhile plans to sell stakes of the World Cup to private investors. The former Arsenal boss says the decision to abandon the proposal was absolutely necessary. Wenger's statement on Tuesday follows a week of intense scrutiny over Infantino's proposal to establish FIFA Forward Enterprise and offload a 20% share to private equity firms. Wenger says he was not aware about the plan, saying he was not consulted about the proposal. After a shock retirement from international cricket, former England captain Ben Stokes is eyeing a career in coaching. The all-rounder says he would love to coach England in the future. In a conversation with former England cricketers Stuart Broad and current batter Jos Buttler, Stokes once said, ruled out returning for next summer's Ashes in England. However, he says he is keen on returning to the England setup as a coach of the national team. Stokes revealed that is completing his coaching qualification and wants to complete the required courses before he ends his playing career. Director Karthik Subbaraj has officially announced his 10th film, which is Dorothy. Well, the movie will enjoy a world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. It stars National Award-winning star Kirti Suresh. The highly anticipated project features an original score by Ilayaraja and will release worldwide on September 25th. The Madras High Court has dismissed a plea seeking to halt the re-release of the 2014 Rajinikanth starrer Kocha Dayan. which will feature new AI-based enhancements. A financing firm had applied for a restraining order against the film's release due to an ongoing financial dispute with the original producers dating back to 2014. However, the court ruled to allow the release, noting that the financier failed to name or seek relief against the current assignee company that now holds the rights to the film. Following its theatrical debut in June, the Tamil family drama Nooru Sami is making its digital premiere. Directed by Sasi, the film features Vijay Anthony, Swastika, Ajay Deshan in pivotal roles. The emotional film explores deep family bonds and societal norms. Nooru Sami will begin streaming exclusively on ZEE5 starting 7th of August 2026. Renowned Indian actor Pradeep Rawat died on August 4th at the age of 74. He was best known for his roles in the Aamir Khan starrers Ghajini and Lagaan. According to his manager, Rawat succumbed to a relapse after a prolonged battle with cancer. In his acting career, Rawat has featured in several Hindi, Tamil and Telugu films.